Hi all! Everything in my video is pulled from the public domain, and I am using them under the Fair Use, Fair Dealings guidelines. Everything I say is my own opinion. You should look into this information for yourselves, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Good morning, everybody. All right, this video, we have some updates, and then we have some news stories that have come out. Let's jump right in and let's get there, shall we? Let's go. So we're going to start off this morning with this article that came out that said that Prince George predicted Meghan Markle's son's name long before she gave birth. Yeah. Okay, but let me tell you what actually happened, short and sweet. I completely agree with what Reasonable Voice said. Those children were not named out of love at all. They were named out of spite and out of angles to make money. Archie was George's security name, and Lilibet was supposedly the racist queen, the woman who's over the racist family. That was her nickname, and that's who they named the kids after while they're trashing the family. You get what I'm saying? Those children were named, they were angled. There were angles going on. It had nothing to do with love or love of a name. It's sickening. It's all about money. All right, moving on. Yes, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, as I already told you guys in a previous video, the woke is saying that we're racist if we care about what's going on in the Ukraine. I have no words. Moving on. Ugh. Well, very interesting. You remember Harry went to the rodeo and then the rodeo deleted all the photos. Well, it appears that the very next day, Harry went somewhere else. He went to an event related to the National Wildlife Federation, and people put up tweets which were also immediately deleted, but of course not before some screenshots were taken. So that makes me wonder if what somebody had written before that I showed you on my videos was correct. I think Harry is going around the United States. I think Netflix is taping him. I think that Netflix and Harry asked these people to delete their tweets because this is going to be content and they don't want it out there yet. That's just my personal opinion. All right, moving on. All right, next thing, I saw several tweets from several people, and I've heard that several YouTubers have reported that Charles and William took Frogmore back into the royal estate and that Harry and Meghan are no longer renting the property. I have not been able to confirm or deny this, so I'm just going to leave it there. I will not say it's true. I will not say it's false. I have no proof either way. But this is what's being said online and by some other YouTubers. All right, moving on. All right, you guys know that I love Piers Morgan, and he did not take well to what Omid Scobie and his friends did, accusing William of racism and then refusing to apologize, claiming that it was somebody else's poor reporting. I'm sorry, aren't you supposed to fact check stuff before you put it up? And the few people who did put it up that made a mistake, several of them apologized, but Omid's not. Why does that not surprise me? And with that, take a look at this tweet from Countess Commonwealth. Tell me it was a coordinated smear campaign without telling me it was a coordinated smear campaign. Yep. All right, next up we have Jack Royston again, that Meghan's hair is going to be the subject of a song because her hair is so long and luxurious and healthy looking. People, number one, that's not her natural hair. We all know that. We've seen pictures of her as a child. Number two, she's wearing hair extensions. And people are like, what? No. So let me show you how hair extensions are put in now so that you understand. Watch this. All right, for this article, we're going back to something Harry said back when he and Meghan were still dating. He said that his family was like the family she never had, which I'm not sure why this article came back up again, but let me tell you something. That tells me that, number one, Meghan lied to Harry about her family and her treatment by her family and made Harry think that her family was horrible, which is why, he never showed any interest in meeting any of them except the mother. Number one. But number two, it was a good foundation to keep Harry away from everybody, if that makes any sense. And how she wormed her way into the family. Oh, Charles, you're the family I never had. All right, moving on. All right, this story had me laughing. Not long after Harry and Meghan picked up that fake NAACP award, the Sussex Squad started talking about they're going to get the Nobel Peace Prize. And everybody was like, what? What have they done? Well, that's a very good question. The article brings up things like the 40 by 40 project, which you never heard anything about because it went flat. They make a lot of statements as if they're world leaders, but again, they're not. They're simply private citizens trying to make themselves celebrity. The Oprah interview was brought up where it was, again mentioned that they never showed the receipts, and they told everybody that a global wave of service is going to be coming, but yet nothing has come. And once again, they brought up the NAACP award that had people wondering, since the NAACP said they received the honor for heeding the call to social justice and joining the struggle for equality, and everybody was like, but what exactly did they do? And the answer is nothing. Harry did whine about the American Constitution in the country that he's trying to adopt as his own. He did sit on top of a double-decker bus with James Corden and whine. They did go on the Oprah interview and whine. Meghan did go on the Ellen show and make a complete fool of herself. Yeah, no, they haven't really done anything. There will not be a Nobel Prize in their future. Okay, moving on. Now, it was reported in February, as you can see by the date on this article, that Harry was expected to miss Prince Philip's memorial service because of his battle over security. And that's exactly what happened. Harry's office put out the statement that he will not be going to his grandfather's memorial for Thanksgiving for his life of service. 15 minutes they were notified before the announcement went out to the press. Kind of like what they did with Megxit. Okay, they gave them like 15 minutes notice that this was what was going to happen. Now, what I find shocking about this whole thing is that Harry is claiming the reason he won't return is because the UK won't give him security. Remember, this is a man that was at a rodeo in a state where thousands of people had weapons on them because it's a legal open carry. So anybody could have taken a shot at him, but he didn't seem to mind. And I agree with Piers. I feel terrible for the Queen. I don't understand why the royal family at this point doesn't just rip the Band-Aid off and say, okay, Harry, you're no longer a counselor of state, so you don't have to worry about keeping your UK house here anymore. And we're removing your titles, and we're going to take you out of the line of succession, and you are just Harry Wales and Meghan Wales. You're no longer Prince and Princess. You're no longer Duke and Duchess. We're giving you exactly what you asked for. The Sussex Squad says you don't need the titles, so there you go. Move on out and just rip the Band-Aid off. And they should have done that back the first time around, in my opinion. Now, of course, a blind item came out pointing out the very obvious that Harry could go by himself if he's so worried about security for his family. But that's really not what's happening here. As I have told you guys a gazillion times, Meghan will not step foot back in the UK. They're using the security row as a reason. If it wasn't security, it would be something else because after all, Charles offered to put them up in his house. They have 24/7 security, and they did not take Charles up on that offer because Meghan would have to come face to face with him and explain her behavior, and she can't, right? But then I think the problem also lies in that people don't care about Harry, but they hate Meghan. And I think she literally would have tomatoes and things thrown at her. There'd be a lot of booing, there'd be a lot of hissing, and she doesn't want to face it. I think that's really what's happening here. And the reason I have that opinion is because while Harry won't come back to the UK for his own grandfather's service, he's willing to fly to the Netherlands for the Invictus Games weeks after that. That's right, he doesn't have an issue taking his own security to the Netherlands, or maybe we'll find out that the Netherlands agreed to cover his security. That waits to be seen. I will find that very interesting. In my opinion, they're also going to use that excuse not to show up for the Platinum Jubilee. They're not going to be allowed out onto the balcony. They're no longer senior royals. There'll be no photo ops of them with the family. And anything private they're not interested in because, again, Meghan would have to explain her behavior, and so would Harry. So at this point, I can guarantee you with 99.999% accuracy, they'll give whatever excuse they have. They will not return for the Platinum Jubilee. I'm telling you. Now, in case you guys did not see it, this is the last story we're going to cover today. Harry and Meghan are now sticking their nose into UK government things, not just the United States. They actually wrote an open letter and they said horrible things again about the UK. And once again, Jack Royston, who I think if he had the chance really probably would lick Meghan Markle's boots, has once again, look, Harry and Meghan have signed an open letter criticizing the UK and other governments over COVID vaccines. But again, Harry and Meghan themselves have not donated one penny of their own money towards any vaccines. They're just trying to tell other people what to do, as usual. Ugh. So as a result, I'm not paying any attention to their requests for anything. And as usual, I think the UK should be absolutely up in arms. I mean, who are these two? They're nobody. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Finn update time. While we were gone for our weekend away, of course, we boarded Finn at his favorite spot. And we picked him up and he was so excited. He literally peed all over the floor of the boarding facility when we got there. I don't know why he still does that, but he does. Anyway, he's like stressed out, I guess, or overtired from being in there. So I took a small little video of him this morning to show you guys. Enjoy. Hello, Bobby. Oh my goodness. Somebody's very tired today. You getting over the whole boarding thing? So I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you. Go back to your nap. Yes, that's a lot of information to cover, but yes, I want all of your comments. You know how I feel. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future uploads. And if you've already subscribed, please double check and make sure that the button is still pressed for you. That way you don't get unsubscribed. We're still not sure why that's happening. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Getter. You can email me. For those who have donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.